Hello, my name is Tavel Hill, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about McDonald's. In 1970, America spent about $6 billion on fast food. In 2014, the spending rose to nearly $200 billion. By 2020, studies show that the number is expected to be over $223 billion. With numbers like these, it's clear why the fast food industry is so profitable. In most cities, especially within the United States, you can't walk or drive very far without passing a fast food restaurant. And while there are select few restaurants that remain mostly ethical, there are many that are completely unethical. One of the most apparent examples of this is the fast food tyrant known as the McDonald's Corporation. They are known globally and are one of the only restaurants you could find almost anywhere on the planet. Yet the corporation isn't known for much else except selling extremely unhealthy foods that contribute to a variety of health-related complications. In fact, some researchers directly blame McDonald's for the increasing rate of obesity in America. So today, we shall discuss multiple points such as explicit topics, describing our company's unethical behaviors, solutions to these problems, and also an example of a fast food industry that is ethical. But first, the question arises, how did McDonald's begin? And that can be tied back to 1940, when it was founded and run by Richard and Maurice McDonald in San Bernardino, California. 4 years later, Ray Kroc visited the McDonald's and loved it so much that he pitched his version of creating McDonald's restaurants across the US. Obviously, the brothers agreed, but by 1955, Kroc bought the now multi-billion-dollar company with the goal of creating a company that will become famous for providing high-quality food and consistent methods of preparation that will ultimately make the food taste great wherever you would go. And by 1958, McDonald's had sold around 100 million hamburgers. In 1962, the Golden Arches became the company's symbol. In 1965, the company went public, and the famous Ronald McDonald was introduced in order to attract children. Since then, McDonald's has grown immensely. McDonald's feeds over 68 million people daily. There are around 36,000 McDonald's restaurants worldwide, and McDonald's net worth is now around 100 billion. Throughout these many years, McDonald's has went from a small restaurant in California to a multi-billion-dollar company, and with growth like that comes inevitable criticism. Yet in the case of McDonald's, it is well deserved. Falal will describe some of the most unethical behaviors in greater detail.
Hi, my name is Falal Adwani and I'm part of ZAHV team. And as a fast food restaurant, McDonald's is known as selling grassy, fatty food that's made from unhealthy ingredients. As example of fast food contains large amount of carbohydrates, added sugar, and sodiums. Each one of these things that fast food contains is gonna affect on the body in many ways. There's many studies show that eating unhealthy fast food is going to cause many diseases and affect on the body organs such as central nervous system, skin, and bones. What happens to your body when you eat unhealthy food? You are going to suffer from many side effects and health problems, include weight gain, tooth decay, and heart diseases. And also it causes mental illness by affecting the nerve system. For example, depression. And that's effective by eating, and they use the chemical things to help to make sure that they're gonna save time and save money to deliver more vegetables or chicken and cows. And all fast food restaurants, they decrease the quality of their food to make sure that they're gonna get more profits and to save more time to deliver more and more product to the customers without caring about their health or illness or whatever they're gonna get from eating or using their products. And now I'm gonna pass it to Hector to explain another unethical part.
Representing ZAHV Corp. and I'm here to talk about McDonald's. Now, McDonald's has had a very long history of unethical behavior. One example I like to talk about is their unethical advertising, primarily towards kids. One of their most successful creations is the Happy Meal. So the Happy Meal was first introduced in 1979, and at the time, it contained a burger or cheeseburger, small french fries, 4-piece chicken McNuggets, and a small soda. And the most important selling point, the toy. Now, the toy is the main reason why kids would want a Happy Meal, not because they want to eat or for the burger or the fry, but mainly because they want the toy. So kids would nag their parents for a Happy Meal, for the toy. In fact, that McDonald's Happy Meal's toy is so successful that McDonald's is now the largest toy distributor in the world, ahead of Toys R Us, ahead of Mattel, and ahead of Hasbro. Now, the Happy Meal has gained other partnerships of toys, such as with Disney, with Nickelodeon, selling toys. And in fact, the Happy Meal, the burger and fries, is extremely unhealthy for kids, containing high calories, high fat, high sugar, and so on. In fact, the Happy Meal is so successful that other fast food restaurants have made their own kind of Happy Meal, a kids meal, such as Jack in the Box or Burger King. And again, the main selling point being the toy. Now, this has caused many problems throughout the years. McDonald's has been involved in many lawsuits and is in fact banned in many cities and countries with regulations of not being able to sell toys as an incentive for kids to buy a Happy Meal. So throughout the years, and as of recently, after all the criticism and all the backlash, McDonald's has decided to change the Happy Meal, removing the McNuggets, substituting it for apple slices, substituting the soda for a low-fat milk. However, this new Happy Meal is still very unhealthy for kids, rounding up to nearly 600 calories, and still puts kids at many health risks such as obesity. All in all, the fact that McDonald's still has the Happy Meal shows that they still act irresponsible and proves that they still act unethically. Thank you. And now I'm going to pass it on to Mark.
Hello, my name is Mark Vera, and I'll be talking about an ethical company that we have chosen, Chipotle. So Chipotle opened up in 1993 and is known as a very new company in the fast food world. Now, only being a few years old, it's a novice in the food industry, such as compared to like McDonald's and KFC that have been open since the 50s and 60s. But when they joined the game, they wanted to be a game changer, and they pride themselves on using raw ingredients and locally sourced ingredients from local farmers that promise that they treat their animals with respect and respect the environment around them. And this is a huge part in their practices, that they pride themselves on their integrity, using their slogan, "Food with Integrity," all over their website and in their marketing campaigns. And is a reason why a lot of people choose to stay with them and choose to order food from Chipotle rather than other fast food competitors. So, however, Chipotle hasn't always been one of the ethical giants that it is. It has problems with the E. coli breakout a few years ago, in which people were were getting sick through their food because of a problem with their health protocol. But their response is what changes their practices from other companies. So the CEO went out and tried to make sure that their health practices became more redundant, into changing the risk to almost 0%, allowing people to be reassured that this wouldn't happen again. And the fact that they chose to close these stores down and turn get rid of any profit from them. Shows that they care more about the people rather than the money. Another issue was when companies such as McDonald's and figures such as Hillary Clinton were backing up the CIW, also known as the Coalition for Imalaki Workers, which helped farmers in Florida gain more rights so that they weren't treated like slaves. They did not back the coalition at first until people started protesting. Then they started to back it, which a lot of people question their ethical behavior, but it isn't exactly a part of how they make food. It's more of just how they receive food. However, through all their questionable actions, they still choose to aggressively make sure that all the people that they do business with are abiding by their rules and ethical behaviors, such as the farmers making sure that they are growing meat on their own free range, which allows other companies to be influenced by this, allowing all the competitors to try and be as up to par with their ethical behavior as Chipotle. And now I'm going to pass it on to Nick, who's going to be talking about solutions to unethical behavior in the food industry.
I'm Nicholas Seidman, and today I'll be talking about the way we can solve some unethical problems in the fast food industry. The fast food industry is forecasted to exceed over $223 billion in revenue by 2020. So why don't we take steps in a positive direction when it comes to the quality of food? First, companies can begin to use real food by using foods made with ingredients that are free of additives, antibiotics, and other artificial components. But the real food concept goes beyond removing certain ingredients. It also includes giving back and using local ingredients from local people. This would greatly help the little man and show you care about the economic situation of whatever town you are located in. Mindful dining will play a massive role in the near future when it comes to making the fast food industry ethical. There are a wide range of trends like sustainability, reducing food waste, and humane treatment of animals. These can all be summed up into what is called mindful dining. Taste and price, along with quality, are still the most important matters when it comes to consumers dining out, but mindful dining makes up the second level that allows consumers to feel good about themselves while eating out. Finally, and most importantly, we must limit fast food advertising towards kids to lower the childhood obesity rate. A recent study out of the University of British Columbia confirms that viewing these billboards and ads directly impacts childhood obesity rates in a negative way. An example of this working is in Quebec, where it has been illegal for fast food companies to advertise to children for over 30 years. This has resulted in children there consuming 13.4 to 18.4 billion fewer fast food calories per year. Consequently, Quebec has one of the lower childhood obesity rates in the world. Advertising affects the choices we make, whether we like it or not, and whether we realize it or not. It is a simple truth for adults who know better and a scary truth for children who usually don't. Banning fast food advertising and requiring companies to use real food with no additives won't solve the obesity rate, nor transform these companies into ethical ones completely, but is a step in the right direction. These major fast food corporations are more than able to increase the wages of their workers, but have instead chosen to pass the issue of low wage earners and meeting basic needs to federal and state agencies that are funded with US tax dollars. It has been proven people who make a lower wage experience lower health and have a lower life expectancy. When we have the opportunity to help each other and do not, we are doing ourselves a massive injustice, a massive disservice as a nation. The time for reform and action is far past overdue, and if we as people are unable to see that we all matter and it is our duty as humans to help each other out, then we will never move forward. I'm going to pass it on to Fuller now. Thank you.
We could solve this problem that made by fast food unhealthy choices that they made for the consumer by increasing the quality of fast food and adding more healthy choices for the consumer. And by adding more healthy choices for the consumer, they're gonna be avoiding losing profit and losing consumer because nowadays everybody is like caring more about how things made or what is the ingredients of each restaurants. All fast food companies should put in mind and care more about the health of their consumer more than the profit of the selling the unhealthy fast food, and by changing the quality of the food, and that way they're gonna get more consumer and make sure that no one is gonna get side effects from their food or something else. And for that, thank you very much, and I would like to thank my team.